You mentioned Barkley. So Saquon Barkley has reportedly agreed to terms with the Eagles. Now that 46.75 is including incentives. So his base is 3 years, 3.75, a little over $12 million. You mentioned DeAndre Swift. That's 3 years, $24 million, 15.3 guaranteed. Pollard, same deal, 3 years, $24 million guaranteed to the Titans. And Devin Singletary has agreed to a 3-year, $16.5 million deal. So with the Giants, so they replace him with that. So that's a little over 5.5. You're looking at. Now it's pretty important to keep in mind, those Swift and Pollard and even Singletary numbers, because I would imagine that's kind of a point where the Browns will look to renegotiate with Nick Chubb at the base and then give him the incentives to get back any type of that money. It'll probably be along the lines of what the middle-of-the-road free agent guys are getting. It'll be interesting to see. You could see that negotiation beginning around those numbers.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one, like you said, Dave, because I don't know how they're going to address it, because he's coming off such a devastating knee injury, so serious, required 2 surgeries. I don't think he'll be ready week 1. So how do you handle that? And you're right. Don't put a bunch of incentives in that let him get close to, or could even let him reach what he was scheduled to make, right? Which is 14-ish. But what's that base, right? I don't know. I mean, 8 feels kind of high to me, but that's where the second-tier guys are. So I don't know. I'm sure the Browns would want to go under that. I don't know if Chubb will hold out for at least that. And the Browns, then do they acquiesce and settle on something like $8 million with, 6 in incentives? That's going to be interesting because he's way bigger. I know he's Nick Chubb and how great he's been, but he's a way bigger question mark than all these guys because he's coming off this injury. We don't know when he'll be ready. I think the other thing worth noting is Barkley's probably going to be top of the market, right, for all these running back free agents. At least that's what I would assume. So if he's 12 plus, that's still less than what Chubb would have made in what Chubb's annual salary was in that contract he signed years ago. So I think that speaks to the market, and Chubb's going to get caught in that depressed running back market.
Yeah, and again, the Browns will, just in listening to Andrew Berry, they're going to give Nick Chubb the benefit of the doubt in negotiations. Doesn't mean they're going to give him a boatload of money, but they want to treat him the way they feel he should be treated.